is the Sunday Matinee. I am the Wiz. I thought this week I'd do another round of my favorite performances in film, so this is our part 2 of my favorite performances. And I'm going to start with how I ended in the last one, which is with a child performance. And the performance I'm going to choose is probably the best child performance I have ever seen in a film. And that's Alexei Shevchenko from Come and See. Alexei plays the main character of the movie in Come and See. I think the name was Florian. I gotta say, like, this is the only movie I've ever seen where I stopped the movie after I finished it, of course, and went, I really hope that kid's okay. Because the things that character went through and how believable Shevchenko was in this movie was mind-blowing to me. If you learn more about how Come and See was created, you would learn that in certain sequences, live bullets are used. The scene where the cow gets shot, actual cow got shot and died. Shevchenko went through so much in the shooting of that movie. He literally ages. In the beginning of the movie, he has brown hair and his skin is fairly young looking. At the end of the movie, his hair turns white. And apparently that's actually what happened. That's the theory going around. No one's ever disputed it. But man, when you watch Come and See and you see him acting in the movie, it is an astounding performance if you haven't seen it yet. So this is the best performance I've seen from a child actor, period. I'm going to have more child actors. I thought I had great performances. There are a lot of them if you really pay attention to them, but this is the best one in my opinion. Now let's get into a comedic performance I liked. And this performance I was reminded of after I reviewed the movie Romancing the Stone with Kim Shackman. And the performance I'm going to highlight is Michael Douglas in Wonder Boys. It's a performance that is kind of unlike Douglas. Michael Douglas plays either arrogance or just absolutely charming really well. But in this one, he's kind of reserved and crotchety in this. But even then, it's a very funny and really good performance that I still think to this day he hasn't gotten a lot of credit for. This also has some really good performances by Frances McDormand and Tobey Maguire. But his performance is the key to the movie that drives it through, and it's a movie that I have loved for a long time, and I keep forgetting about that I would to recommend to other people. So if you have not seen Wonder Boys, it is a great movie, and Michael Douglas specifically is very good in this. So Michael Douglas for Wonder Boys is my next performance. So for my next performance, I'm going to give the best performance for a villain in a comic book movie, and that's Alfred Molina in Spider-Man 2. His performance as Doc Ock, I don't think has ever been matched. Even if you compare to, let's say, Thanos or, I don't know, any of the MCU movies. I don't think any of the DC movies really has great performances for villains, really. But this performance by Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus was excellent. In Spider-Man 1, you had an unhinged Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, but the problem was he was in a mask during the villainous parts. It was a good performance, but in the key parts, his face was covered. In 2, Molina's performance as Doc Ock was not only charismatic, but it was also, at times, intense. The scene that happens when he captures MJ, and he tells Peter Parker that if Spider-Man doesn't come to get her, he's going to rip the skin off her bones. And you believe it. It was such a good performance. He's a really good actor, but he's really good in that. So Alfred Molina in Spider-Man 2, great performance. So let's go really light here. I'm going to say Amy Adams from Enchanted. Enchanted is one of these movies where I find myself surprised I like it so much, but then again, and it's got a really good performance by Amy Adams in this. It is so charming and sweet and lovable, and it's a performance with a lesser actor would have been really annoying to deal with, but Amy Adams just has this perfect type of way of portraying the main character that I just adored in this movie. If you haven't seen Enchanted because you think it's just a stupid Disney movie, I would say just give it a shot just for Amy Adams. It's a great performance. It's something that even if you aren't into those types of movies, I'd say check it out. It's actually pretty fun and very cute. And my final performance I'm going to highlight, one of the best performances I've seen from a debut actor in a movie, and that's Edward Norton from Primal Fear. Now, Primal Fear should be a movie that we should have probably forgotten by now. It is a bog-standard crime thriller about a lawyer who defends a person who is wanted for murder. Again, the film isn't that amazing, but there's only one reason why people talk about this film to this day, and that's because of Edward Norton's performance as Aaron in this movie. He plays a character that is dealing with a serious mental issue, and he plays that role incredibly well. And again, this is the first role he was in a movie. I know he probably did a lot of Broadway beforehand, but this is the first movie that he did, and it got him an Academy Award nomination, and to a point where people actually think he should have won the Academy Award for that role. It's an incredible performance. I really like it. It's really the only reason why I would ever watch it again, because otherwise the movie that it is in is not that great of a movie. But anyway, great performance by Edward Norton in Primal Fear. Check it out if you have not. And that is it for this edition of the Sunday Matinee. Tuesday, me and Zero are going to review Hard Boiled, starring Chow Yun-fat, directed by John Woo. Thursday, I am going to review Barton Fink, directed by the Coens. And then Saturday, I'm going to review by myself, since Kim is on vacation, The Quiet Man, directed by John Ford. And until then, I am The Wiz, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.